Hi folks, I'm Chris. This is my show, My Life is an Adventure. We're going to talk today about Green Arrow Rebirth #1. Now this is a one-shot that leads into, I believe it's a one-shot that leads into the ongoing Green Arrow series. I could be wrong. It didn't feel like it was a one-shot. I guess it is, because the next issue is Green Arrow #1. Well, I don't know. It says it begins shipping twice monthly in June, so maybe it is just the ongoing series. Some books say that they're the... I'm not sure. Some books say that they're... Yeah, okay. Sorry. If someone can tell me whether or not that this is a one... It doesn't say one shot, so I'm guessing this is just #1. And that the next issue will be #2. I'm not sure exactly. First off, let's talk about the cover. Now, I was forced to get the variant cover because the original cover sold out. The regular cover, which I guess is this one right here. It sold out, and the shop that I went to, I didn't order it in time, and so I had to go to a different shop than my own because he doesn't stock the shelves, and the other shop had to give the regular cover to all their subscribers, and so this was all that's left. I'm not real fond of this cover. The variant cover is by Steve Skroce? S-K-R-O-C-E. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But Ollie looks fine, or the Green Arrow looks fine. Black Canary, I don't know, she looks like someone off... She kind of looks like Iggy Azalea a little bit to me. She's got a bit of a 5 head, as they say. I don't know, I'm just not fond of that drawing of her. And I actually was beginning to wonder if I would like the art itself on the interior because of that. I just wasn't quite sure. I don't know, the first human picture I just didn't quite enjoy as much. It reminds me of something maybe from Spider-Man or maybe X-Men. The artist is actually Otto Schmidt, Art and Color, which I don't know who that is. I've never heard of Otto Schmidt. But the rest of the book is actually pretty good. It's a bit noirish. It feels like something out of Daredevil to me. Or Spider-Man. Reminds me of an artist from Spider-Man, but I'm not sure who. First off, now I haven't read any Green Arrow from the New 52, so maybe this has been set up before, but he is living in Seattle, which, am I wrong in thinking Seattle's called the Emerald City? Is that correct? Could be wrong. I have friends that live in Washington, so maybe they'll know. But it seems like that's right, which, you know, if that's the case, I guess it kind of fits for Green Arrow, and I know that Starling City, or Star City, it was Starling in the first couple seasons of Arrow, the TV series. I know that Star City is not as well known as, say, Gotham or Metropolis. But it feels like if you're going to drop one of the fake cities for a DC book, you really should drop all of the fake cities for DC books. If you're going to make Star City Seattle, then you need to make Gotham, New York, Bloodhaven, Brooklyn, or maybe New Jersey. I don't know. Maybe New Jersey. Central City should be St. Louis. Metropolis could be Los Angeles. Coast City should be Florida, somewhere in Florida, Miami maybe, or Fort Lauderdale, or Pensacola. Actually, Pensacola, because isn't Coast City where Ferris Air is? So maybe Pensacola. What are some other ones? Let's see. Gotham, Central Coast, Metropolis, Bloodhaven. Those are the main ones, I believe. So yeah, but there's no way they're ever going to get rid of Gotham or Metropolis. In fact, they mention Gotham in this at one point. I do believe. So they're not going to get rid of that. But it just feels like if you're going to ditch one fake city, you might as well ditch them all and set them in the real world. But, you know, that's not going to happen. So anyway, he's living in... Oliver Queen is living in Seattle. He's a rich playboy. He's being waited on by someone named Tommy. Now, I gotta wonder if that is Tommy Merlin. It certainly looks like it could be Tommy Merlin. But that might not be the case. He walks out of a restaurant and tips gives 100 to a homeless musician who loses the bill to the wind, and she chases it down a sewer grate and is immediately captured. Now, her daughter, who is with her, or maybe her son, it's a boy. Her boy gets hauled off by someone in a cloak, and of course, and this is at night, and that person is stopped with a green arrow. And that's the title page, is Green Arrow leaping into action, and I actually really like it. Sorry it's so dark. I've got a light on behind me and I've got a light on overhead, but it's kind of dark. Now, I actually really like that pose. I like the costume. It's not just green and black. He's got a yellow, I guess, feather over his abs. His knee pads are yellow. His arm pads are yellow. So he's not just green and black. So anyway, Green Arrow rescues the boy from a person in a cloak who says, "Hey, wait! I know you, and it's Black Canary." And here's our first shot of Black Canary, which it's not perfect, but it's not terrible. Now, I'm not familiar with, like I said, with this continuity. Apparently, she used to be a she was a rock star in this universe. And the book goes on. Here, there's a really great shot of what they're calling what Black Canary calls the jungle, and you can't really see. I don't know why it's so dark, but it is a homeless encampment. That's in I guess the bad part of Seattle. She calls it the Green Belt. It crosses several hundred acres of green belt. And so Oliver goes looking for this kid's father, and then some people attack the underground men, and him and Black Canary fend them off. And then decide to go after the kid's mother, try and track her down, figure out where these underground men have taken her. The villain is auctioning off homeless people that won't be missed, and they can be used for whatever. Let's see, whether you fancy her for work, pleasure, food, laboratory experimentation, no one will ever pursue her and any of our properties because they are no one. She is no one. He also points out that they accept only Lexcoin cryptocurrency, which is kind of an obvious jab at Bitcoin. Whether the author is saying that Bitcoin is as evil as Lex Luthor, the creator of Bitcoin, is as evil as Lex Luthor, I don't know, but it's kind of a funny analogy, I guess. So anyway, this book, it's the first time Green Arrow and Black Canary are meeting in this continuity, and I don't think they met at all in the New 52 either, from what I've heard. They were kept apart, and part of the rebirth is reinforcing old legacies, old connections, whatnot. The villain seems a little generic. There's a good shot of him. I mean, obviously it's a mask. It feels very Red Skullish. At least I assume it's a mask. It feels very Red Skullish. It's almost triangular in shape, or arrowheadish in shape, I guess. So yeah. It was a good book. Black Canary points out that, how can you fight the man when you are the man? Earlier in the book, Green Arrow points out, or mentions that he is a social justice warrior. Now, a lot of people on CBR have talked about how that's mostly used as a negative term, that people use it to make fun of anyone who picks a side in an argument. But really, Oliver has always been a social justice warrior. He's always fought for the lower class, despite him being rich himself. He's trying to help the misfortunate. But like I said, Black Canary says, how can you fight the man when you are the man? And he's like, the company gives money to charities and helps those in need, and you can't do the work he's doing without having the money to support it. You can't fight crime without the tech that he has. He points out that trying to find where that his money goes to buy a lot of trick arrows. Where's that? I'm trying to find that passage. Anyway, this is the first meeting of Black Canary and Green Arrow. Even though they kind of know each other, they know who each other are. They've not actually met and talked in person. But they do point out. But she does point out that he's got a bit of a bad rep among. See, the Justice League and the Gotham crew, they talk about you. I'm afraid you've got a rep as a sanctimonious jerk. That's her to him. Okay. She says, so maybe I don't know everything, and he goes on to say, like how much Queen Industries gives to charity, like how many programs I fund, like how much trick arrows and the surveillance and lab work and the souped up motorcycles and boats and planes cost. Making a difference requires money. And he's right. Yeah, him and Bruce could solve all their city's problems with all their fortunes, but then they wouldn't be able to fight crime. They, yeah. So. I like the book. I will definitely stay on for a while. The interior artwork is really good. It's a bit dark, but it is light when it needs to be. It's not always dark. Here's the final page. So it's quite light in that. A lot of people excited because Ollie's got his goatee again. Apparently he'd been sporting a beard for a while, and they didn't like that. So yeah, I give the book, I guess 3 out of 5, maybe 4 out of 5. He does mention a sister, or stepsister, or half-sister, that I don't know. It's not Thea Queen. It's not Mia Queen or Mia Dearden. It's someone else. When he brings the little boy back to his penthouse or whatever, he gives him a bath and then dresses him up in has Black Canary dress him up in Thea's clothing. Which is kind of funny. Check out my sister Emmy's room. Something of her should fit. I don't know anything about this sister, so there's obviously some of the New 52 still existent in these comics. It's not a complete reboot, but so there is stuff from it that ran over, but it's a solid launching point. It's a place for people who don't know the comic to jump in, read. You don't have to know too much, at least with this one. Now, just a skosh with Batman. I didn't really care for it. I picked it up on a whim, but I'm not going to be picking up any more solo Batman books. I will read Justice League, and I will read Teen Titans and Titans, which have Dick and Tim, but I won't, and Batgirl and the Birds of Prey, which has Barbara. I won't be reading any of the solo Batman books. There's too many to follow. The continuity is there's too much to look into, to get into, that I don't know and don't have the desire to chase down. He's got some kid, not a kid, an adult, probably 25 or so, that comes to him, African American young man, who thinks he's being trained to be the new Robin, and it turns out Batman's got another job for him, and it's the suit that doesn't necessarily look bad, but it's just something completely different than what you're used to, what we're used to, and I just really don't have any desire to read any further into Batman. But that's my review of Green Arrow. I really like it. I love the artwork. It's dark when it needs to be. It's light when it needs to be. The only thing is that cover just... no. But, so I'm going to have to track down the regular release cover when I have some money. But that's my review. Hope you guys enjoy Rebirth. Let me know what titles you plan on picking up. I know I'm picking up like 13 to start off with, and we'll see how I like each of them. I know I'm really looking forward to Josh Williamson's Flash, which comes out next week. But I don't know if I'll be able to get it then, because I think I ordered it too late. My shop won't get it next week. Hopefully, though. I might have to pick up 2 copies. Might have to pick up the variant copy, and then get the regular. Hopefully, my shop got the regular copy. So have a good night, and let me know what you thought. Bye.